What's happening, Cheesecake Nation? It is your old pal, Supercharged Funk, and the Dave, and my cat Sugar, here to talk to you.
Otherwise known as Tree Trunks.
We'll get into that later. This is our second weekly wrestling vlog. This week in wrestling, we're going to be talking, of course, most of the stuff in WWE, as well as
Lucha Underground. And for this week, roadblock. Alright, so as always, let's start out with the most important thing, Lucha Underground. Great six-man title match. We finally got to see what's going on with Sexy Star's sister, so not a whole lot of major game-changing things, but a lot of pieces are starting to come onto the board for Lucha. Trying to think if there's any other major stuff in Lucha. We know next week we're getting Phoenix and Mil Muertes, who've had just nothing but great matches.
Oh, absolutely.
Marty and his sister Mariposa versus Sexy and the Mac. That should be pretty good. But I think the match that we should probably talk about, Taya and Cage. Alright, so I'll put forth right now, I don't really have an issue with intergender matches. I know that's kind of a weird spot, but as a face, Cage definitely didn't wrestle like a face.
No.
He doesn't really wrestle like a heel. He kind of wrestles like someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing when they're trying to tell a story. He just hits big moves and no-sells a lot. Like, he cuts weird promos that don't make any sense. I don't want this to just be like a anti-Cage rant, so I'm just not going to talk about him anymore. So Taya, I thought she looked pretty good. Everything she did.
She just...
I like her running knees to the corner. That's a pretty cool little spot.
And for fighting freaking Roy McRoyderson,
Yeah.
she did a pretty good job. Like, she did a good job in the ring, sold the It's the way she shoulda.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what she can do with like a Sexy Star.
Yeah.
Or Mariposa when we get to see her do something. So I think we're starting to get like a nice crop of females. Whether or not Lucha would ever want to do a female title, I don't know. To me, I don't think they need it if they want to keep their women in the men's division. So we'll see. Maybe a secondary title, but at the same time, you can kind of argue that the Gift of the Gods Championship is kind of like a secondary title, even though it's more of a Money in the Bank kind of title. So,
which I kind of like that angle.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't really get pigeonholed as like, well, I'm not at this level, but you kind of are. So hey, I'm this champion.
It kind of reminds me of like the number 2 headband from Afro Samurai, that sort of concept.
Yeah. My only issue with it, though, is they have Aztec Warfare.
Yeah.
You didn't watch a whole lot last season, but the way the Aztec Warfare worked in the first season is it gives the titles to somebody, so you were pretty much guaranteed that Phoenix had to give up the title in order to have Aztec Warfare 2 weeks from now.
Right.
Which I kind of wish they didn't, like, hype up before he cashed it in.
Right.
Like, maybe it was just something like Aztec Warfare is just whenever the Gift of the Gods is cashed in the following week, it has to be Aztec Warfare to determine the new champion. That's pretty cool. What it is, effectively, is an elimination everybody's in it match. Just a giant elimination match, and the winner is the Gift of the Gods champion.
They're so very similar to like a Royal Rumble, for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of compared to something.
I think that's pretty much all to say about Lucha. I mean, it was really good, but nothing major really happened.
Yeah, the 3-man match with Mil Muertes, Prince Puma, and Pentagon Jr. is pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good stuff. I just, like, there was not a whole lot of major storyline changes. That's pretty much the only issue I kind of had. I mean, just a lot of kind of the same stuff. We're seeing Famous B as a used car salesman, whether or not they're going to do something with him. Dragon Azteca is still kind of just dicking around with Rey Mysterio, doing the same exact things week after week. Kind of hoping they'll start changing that up. I'd like to see him have a match here pretty soon.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see that because definitely seems very interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Taya was the star of this week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of her debut in American television. Like, I know she's a big star in Mexico, so I think she did good.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Mundo kind of came off pretty weak. Cage came off like he doesn't deserve to be in the company. Like, I think he just... The gimmick they're trying to give him doesn't fit the universe they're crafting.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things that I hate. I hate it so much.
He seems way too Ryback-y, Rhino.
Yeah, like, he doesn't sell anything. Like, once you have a guy who can take a fucking pipe to the head, what beats that guy? Exactly. Like, you can't... In storytelling, it's effectively like... We know a pipe is more powerful than a punch. And we know a suplex is more powerful than a punch. But weapons are banned. So... They must be even more powerful than the best suplex possible.
It would be like in Final Fight. So you got Cody, who can just use his fists. Then you just give Hagar the fucking pipe. You're always going to pick Hagar.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, guys. Like, what's... And he got hit with, like, multiple objects, too. And, like, he just no-sold bottles, so what was the point of bringing out bottles? Like, what are you trying to do with him? Like, he's obviously way too fucking green to be your world champion. But he no-sells things way beyond even Mil Muertes.
Yeah.
Whose whole gimmick is he's a dead man, no-selling, Undertaker-style gimmick.
Yeah. So, fix his shit or get him out of here, basically.
Alright, so we watched some NXT, which was only Joe and...
yeah, like, they were even talking about, like, having other matches.
Yeah, that was pretty...
In the wings, but...
They're like, oh, we'll just reschedule those. And then they ended up rescheduling it to Roadblock, which was kind of interesting. My favorite match of the night.
Mm.
Your favorite match of the night, I assume? Or did something else on Roadblock you really enjoyed?
I don't know. I mean, I just like watching the New Day. Just, they're always entertaining to watch.
Yeah. I guess we can go on to that, because, I mean, the NXT thing, it's a good, solid match. It's not my flavor, but I could really see people really enjoying that match.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just thought... I've seen so much Joe that, to me, a lot of Samoa Joe matches just look very similar.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, not to say he's, like, limited or anything, but I'm just like... I think he needs somebody different just to spice him up. Like, I've seen him wrestle a lot of X Division guys for years and years and years and years and years and years and years.
Getting him beat by X Division guys.
Like, I think he...
But, I mean, granted, he won, but...
Yeah, nothing against Zayn, but I just want to see something a little different from Joe. You know, spice up something in there, change up something. Because he feels like he's literally TNA Samoa Joe in NXT. I don't know what it is, but I just think he needs a little bit of spice.
Yeah, because it's just...
I like Joe.
It's like, I'm Samoa Joe, I'm pissed off at everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's been his gimmick since I've ever started watching him.
Yeah, since he was undefeated X Division champion Samoa Joe.
It's just gonna give him a little bit of something extra, just to give him
He's got the
a little
same
push in the right direction.
Got the same trunks on. It's like...
Same demeanor.
Yeah. Just kind of look like an angry
Cro-Magnons.
Elvis impersonator. So, you know, just a little bit of spice in there. Just a little. You know, to spice that up, change that gumbo up a little bit. Sami Zayn, I think, is doing really good. He definitely has the crowd in the palm of his hand.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
So we'll see what he's got in store for him. I like his moves. I like the Haluva kick. I like the Blue Thunder Bomb is solid. I'm a little concerned as to like who he can actually hit it on. Like, he definitely can't hit it on a really big guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be real scared if it trying to do it on like a Ryback or a Wyatt. Maybe even Owens. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like a big guy.
Like, I just don't know what his finish would be, because like he obviously can't get the clutch in on a really big guy. Like, he was really struggling to do it on Joe, and he's a big guy, but he's not like super wide.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he has a move that, in my opinion, could put away a Ryback.
No.
So I think he needs to come up with something off the top rope. Doesn't have to be something real crazy, but something just to trademark as a cool finish.
Something that looks effective.
He has the opposite problem as Neville to me. Like I think, very likable looking, seems solid. I think he just kind of needs a couple little moves to kind of click into place, and I think he'll be perfectly fine. One big thing online, though, a lot of people are like, he could be the next Bryan Danielson. Yeah, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a pretty cool guy, but like Daniel Bryan, when he came in, like a lot of people really seem to forget he was super over, even from like short hair, dicking on the Miz. It's like, this was Daniel Bryan, and people were just like, yeah, holy shit, American Dragon's here, and everybody's chanting American Dragon, and then like he came up to like the main rosters doing like, I think his gimmick was like nerdy virgin guy that Michael Cole shit on.
Yeah, just he kept going on that he was like a vegan. Yeah. I just remember him saying that, and then he just kind of slowly went to the yes.
But like he was over even before he started doing the gimmick. So we'll see with Zayn. I don't want to say he can't, but
it's a very high bar to say.
Yeah, I mean there was just something about Bryan where he just kind of came off because like I don't think he was a great promo.
No,
but people love him.
He seemed like he didn't like you have the guys like when they talk, like they.
You know what he reminds me of? He seems like a really cool Scotty 2 Hotty kind of guy. Like somebody who's just like no offense to Scotty 2 Hotty, but he was a million times better than Scotty in the ring.
Yeah. But
he came off with like that. Just he's a nice guy. You want to hang out with him.
Yeah, he just seems very practical. He doesn't seem like like he's a character.
Yeah, like I feel like if I met Ryback, he would try to work me.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, Ryback, blah blah blah. Like I could just imagine if I met Daniel Bryan in like the gas station. He's like, oh hey man, I'm Bryan. Like, oh man, I'm a fan. I saw your matches. I've been watching you since ROH. I saw you and Nigel McGuinness. And he's like, oh man, that's cool. And then like just shake hands and leave.
He wouldn't try to rub you.
Yeah, like, hey man, the Ryback, the big guy. No offense to Ryback, but he just seems like he'd be a cool guy. Just like, hey man, and he'd be like, oh, super appreciative.
Yeah.
But trying to think of some of the other people, we got to talk about the tag teams because. All right, let's go right into Roadblock. Where the fuck were Rusev and Berto? They just not have airfare for them to go to Canada?
And the other two members of the Wyatt family.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Alright, so like the whole thing, the selling point of this tag team match was finally the New Day won't have the numbers advantage. Go to pay-per-view, has the numbers advantage. It's like,
yeah, way to drop the ball on that WWE.
Yeah, like especially when it became such a pivotal part of the match towards the end with Xavier Woods like distracting people. And a big fuck you to Sheamus. That when he pushed him in, he was supposed to go in, and I'm pretty sure Kofi was supposed to leapfrog both of them, like land and roll. But Sheamus went like that and stood there, and Kofi landed like directly on him, and Sheamus didn't catch him or anything. He just like bounced off of Sheamus and landed like square on his head. So hopefully that doesn't interfere. I mean, worst comes to worst, if Kofi's injured, you could always have Xavier just run the Freebird rule, and Xavier and Big E could be the champs.
Yeah.
But still, you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah, especially Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi's another guy I think has a chance of getting really over. Yeah, I enjoyed that match. You enjoyed that match. Everything other than the other NXT match, though, was like
really predictable, just bland.
Yeah, we were gonna fast forward. We both thought it was just gonna be a Jericho promo, and then we're like, hey, there's a match with Jack Swagger. He's the face in Canada.
Yeah, okay. You gotta admit, though, the one thing Jericho ripped this person's sign in half.
Oh, the Get Well Brett.
Yeah, it was just like Get Well Brett with a big heart, and Jericho just ripped it, just took it out of the person's hand, just ripped it, and then throughout the rest of the entire show, you could see that person holding up the two pieces. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Like all the signs to tear her up to get well, Brett. Like, granted, he like hung it out in front of Jericho.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck you, Jericho. What else do we have tonight? I'm trying to think. Like, we went straight to the NXT match.
The Divas match.
Yeah, the Divas match is pretty good.
Yeah.
Natty's looking pretty nice, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I think Natty to me is like the weirdest one. Like some nights she looks very pretty.
Mm.
Some nights she looks very sexy, and other nights she just kind of comes off not
Kind
so
of rough.
Yeah. Look at old Anvil like. But tonight she was definitely looking very nice.
Mm.
Very solid match. I fucking hated the finish though.
Oh yeah.
She gave up her move because she
Assumed.
Ric Flair. She's looking this way. Ric Flair's back here. They're touching fingers, and somehow that threw Natty off her move, and she just gave up on it.
No, like she like dragged her back in the middle of the ring and then let her go.
Yeah.
Like what? Like with the announcers, like, hey, you gotta let her go so she can win the match. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, like what the hell? Like it just looked.
Yeah, it looked really bad and didn't make any sense. Like, it would have been one thing if Ric Flair had pulled Charlotte to the ropes. But he didn't.
Maybe that's what was supposed to happen, and like she pulled too early.
Natty's had a couple of these happen before. Like, one time, it was against AJ, and she had AJ in the move, and then she let her out because AJ was supposed to tap to it, but AJ never tapped. So, like, they had to redo the whole spot again, because, like, she's, like, starting to cheer and stuff, and the ref's like, like, Natty's like, ring the bell, stupid. Yeah, it was, like, really weird. Like, this is what that kind of reminded me of, just, like, a blown spot, but at the same time, like, obviously wasn't the finish.
Yeah, like...
So, I don't know what...
Probably screwed up with multiple people not doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I assume Rick was supposed to do something. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he was supposed to yell something to Natty so she turned, because I didn't hear anything. It was like literally, and she just let go of the move and turned and started yelling at Rick.
Yeah.
And like
swiped at him and then.
Yeah, like I think he was supposed to be up there and like hit her hair or something.
Yeah.
It was weird. NXT match, very good. Big Cass, Lil Enzo, or as I like to call him because I'm an ECW fan. So. Before anti-racism bullshit. They're the Guidos. It's Giant Guido, Loud Guido, Guidette. That's what they remind me of, is Nunzio's group. If you guys don't know who Little Guido is. His original group. So, yeah, I think they can definitely go pretty far. I'd be worried how over they'll be outside of major cities, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the gimmick will work in, like, we're in Boise, Idaho. Like, we are in bumfuck Michigan.
Yeah, but like they were pretty over, dude. Like I was impressed at like how popular they were. Like they had the crowd going.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Toronto's a wrestling town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to work in Philly. It's obviously going to work in New York.
Yeah, it's like you said, the little towns.
It'll probably work in Boston, but then again, New York, Boston has quite a rivalry. It'll probably work in Philadelphia. Maybe on the West Coast. Some of the major ones, San Jose or El Paso, if they go there. I'd like to see them on the main roster, though.
Yeah.
Anderson Jr. and I've decided Dash. Scott Dawson and Dash. I don't know if he has a last name. They never said it. Brainbuster / The Revival. I don't think JBL knows what era Arn Anderson wrestled in. He's like, they're a lot like Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, Maggle. And then immediately he's like, they're like 90s tag teams, like the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? It's like, yes, we know you wrestled in the 90s, JBL, but that doesn't mean everybody wrestled in the 90s.
It's like JBL just has like a Rolodex of wrestler names, and he's just like rolling them, and then he like pulls one out and has to talk about them. He's like, look at that, he's a lot like Shane Helms. Please tell me how Brock Lesnar is like Shane Helms. He's he's very strong despite his look, which is also very strong.
Look at Scott.
Just like what's of fucking calling everything an exploder suplex doesn't call it actual exploder suplex an exploder suplex. I'm just
Oh my god.
And directly after I made fun of Byron Saxton for not saying anything important, he's just like, and there is the New Day, the tag team champions. I'm just like, stop living the stereotypes of Michael Cole not knowing what anything is, JBL just talking nonsense, and Byron Saxton having nothing of any importance to say. Like, literally, Byron Saxton's job could be done with a graphic that says, the tag team championship match. Title.
Okay, then we had our fucking main event.
No, yeah.
Wait, did I miss one?
Brock and...
Oh yeah, Brock. Yeah, that was... It was nah.
You're trying to talk yourself into enjoying it?
Yeah.
Alright, they made Bray look super weak.
Yeah.
So fuck you for that. But they made Harper look pretty strong, so... I don't know how I feel about this match. It's like... I would have been better off if literally, at the beginning of the match, Bray tagged out and walked to the back, instead of staying out there. Like, he just had something else he wanted to do, dicking around. Like, the only way I think they could save this angle is to literally pull a DDP and make the Wyatts hunt down Sable, who's Brock's wife, for you guys who don't know. And do something like that.
That'd be interesting.
Like, I think that's literally the only way they could save this angle at this point. But that's assuming Brock wants to work so many dates. Or wants to have the fucking Wyatts at his ranch.
Which I sincerely doubt he does.
He probably wants to hunt them at his ranch. So, I mean, like, that's the only thing I can think of. And that's also assuming Sable would want anything to do with it. Because last I heard, she wasn't on the greatest of...
terms.
Yeah. So... I don't know what's going on there, but they need to fucking...
They need to do something with the Wyatts, because, like...
At least Bray.
Yeah, because for a while they were, like, the shit, and now they're just kind of, like, going downhill, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, I'm like...
They need to do something with them, because...
I'm almost at the point where I'm just like, just release Wyatt. Let him go anywhere else, because you guys aren't obviously doing anything with it. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But alright, so Brock. He did his Brock's jig. It was good. People cheered.
He was super over.
Yeah.
Over in Canada there. Like
I really like Brock, but it's like... Of all the people he could have beaten up, well, it'd have to be Bray. And like, Harper, I guess it looks good for Brock, because he's one of the few guys on the roster who's actually bigger than Brock. Like, maybe not in mass, but he's taller. That looked good. I kind of got a feeling Brock doesn't want to work with Strowman.
Right.
After the Royal Rumble. I think that's why... I don't know why the fuck Rowan wasn't there. I guess it would have made less sense if only one Wyatt was missing. So let's miss two of them. Yeah, main event. Pretty horrible. I mean, I was literally falling asleep. Just sitting here watching it, and I was just like...
You're just like, okay, when is he going to hit the pedigree and win?
Yeah.
Nope. Like, oh, he's going to put him to... Oh, no, wait, no.
Oh, Dean Ambrose, 1, 2, 3, oh, never mind, it's not a thing. What happened? His foot was under the bottom rope.
You fucking serious?
Go back to replay, pretty much doesn't look like his foot's underneath the rope. The camera's like trying to pull away.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, they botched the spot. It's like, and at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's not a rope break, because you're not touching the rope. You're not gaining an advantage from it. It's not like his foot was like hanging out of the ring.
Triple H is just making up rules now.
Yeah, like, it just looked really dumb. The table spot was okay, I guess, but at the same time looked kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't into it at all. Raw pretty much just set up roadblock. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I mean, we got more of this Ryback interested in Kalisto thing. Maybe we'll get a match at Mania between them. I'm hoping not pre-show, but very well could be.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking The pre-show for WrestleMania should be a Divas Battle Royal of the three not in the title match to determine a #1 contender for Backlash / whatever the fuck's going to follow Mania. Extreme Rules, I think it is. And then, I don't care. Something stupid there. Hopefully not the Andre Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Like, for them to try to pretend that was such a big thing, and then to the next fucking year be like, nah, this is a pre-show. Don't worry about it. Kind of sucks. Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, as of right now, looking at Mania, we have pretty much the same picture. We have Dean and Brock, which I'm going to assume Dean goes over, but it's not clean.
Right.
You got H and Reigns. Obviously, Reigns goes over to a chorus of boos. I assume you'll probably have somebody debut to end Mania just because they don't want to end the biggest show with boos. I'm assuming you're going to get something like Triple H is going to be out there. He's going to start losing. And then you're going to get fucking like Stephanie, Vince, and some fucking goobers to come out with them. And then you're going to get like The Rock and Shano. They're going to come out and they're going to like start beating them up. And then they're going to like safest clothesline in the universe, Vince down. Shane's going to like hold his sister back. And she's going to be like, hit me, Rock. You won't hit a woman. And then your diva, whoever it's going to be, is going to come out and safest clothesline in the world, Stephanie down. And then whatever the goobers are going to fight Shane and Rock to the back. And then Reigns spear wins. Boo! Debut, nose to nose in the show. I don't know. I'm definitely not excited. The only other things, I assume we're going to get somebody to go against the New Day. I'm surprised they haven't brought up somebody from NXT yet.
Yeah. I think that's pretty
Maybe
neat too.
Cass and Enzo after tonight, because they definitely look very good. I think they could give them a pretty good shot. The Vaudevillains could possibly.
I mean, I'd like to see that personally, just because I think that's the greatest gimmick in the world.
Yeah, I mean, just two. I assume we're gonna get Usos and Dudleys at Mania. That should be a pre-show match. I don't like titles being on the pre-show. It bugs the shit out of me. So I think in Ryback and Kalisto, I'm thinking Zayn and Owens. I honestly don't know who the New Day could fight if they don't bring up somebody from NXT like this week. Unless it's just going to be like a four corners wrestle the rest of the tag teams kind of gimmick where they just come out of it and they're like, oh, we're still the champs, we're the best. But Kofi could be hurt, so.
Right.
I'd hope they wouldn't make them relinquish the belts, but who knows. I would like to see something where we're going to start seeing the splintering of the League of Nations.
Right.
Maybe, Sheamus and Barrett being like, why weren't you there? And Rusev and Del Rio were like, you guys suck. We're going to go out there. We'll do the New Day on Raw. They also lose the New Day. And then, they all start fighting. And you get a separation, break all four of them up, let them do their thing. Barrett walks into the sunset alone. So, hopefully that's a thing. I mean, I really don't have much to say on Raw. Or like a Mania perspective. So, let's go into the final segment of this week in wrestling. Fix a Guy, Del Rio. So, during NXT, I proposed a gimmick that could work for Del Rio, where he becomes super arrogant and like a hyper masculine asshole. And the gimmick is, while he's in the ring, no one else can be in his ring. His entire gimmick would work around beating the shit out of you and rolling you out of the ring. He wants to take the 10 count victory. You don't deserve to be in his ring. That's his gimmick.
Yeah, I thought that sounded pretty cool.
I think no one's really done it to my knowledge. I mean, maybe it's an older gimmick that I just don't know about.
It's different, because who does that?
Yeah.
It would be, to me, that'd be effective.
I think you give him like the Regal gimmick of wiping his shoes off on the apron when he walks in. He can do it again when he knocks somebody out of the ring.
Because he already had, because when he first came in, he was all about being the rich guy. He would come in the big fancy cars. I think we should bring it back to that and then make it even more so.
I think they need to swallow their pride and bring back his ring announcer.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened there. Like, I know he had some pretty poor things to say about Triple H in shoot interviews. And at the same time, Berto said the worst things about him, and he's back, so...
Yeah.
Bring him back, letting him be Del Rio's mouthpiece again, I think is for the best. Because I don't think Del Rio's a good mic worker at all.
No.
So I'd bring back his gimmick, or give him somebody new to do it. Personally, I would just say bring back Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, because Ricardo was just... He
himself
was
You don't need to do the car gimmick, I don't think, as long as you just kind of do the money gimmick.
Yeah, as long as you got that, it should work.
He comes out, he's got the money, he's flashing it to the crowd. Maybe do some $1 Million Man style segments with him and Ricardo, or you have them bring in people. You kind of have like a slightly racist undertones to it, or he's like, "All right, sir, I'll give you $100. Kiss my boot." And he pulls it out, he shows it to him, and get people in the audience to kiss his boot. Maybe do some plants so he can just like stomp the shit out of him. He's like, "Get out of my ring," and you kind of work that gimmick in there. Like, you don't belong in my ring. Maybe you could even do it with the boys. You get your wrestlers. He comes out, he's got $10,000. Opens it up, shows it off. It's 100 and hundreds on top, and then whatever you got underneath it doesn't matter because it's a work. And you got all the guys that want to come out, and he's like, $1 Million Man gimmick, make it work. You could do some stuff with that, combined with just this arrogant, no one belongs in my ring kind of gimmick.
Because it's pretty much Del Rio's gimmick already. They just need to
just a little bit of spice,
emphasize
like I'm saying with Joe, a little bit of spice in that gumbo.
I think it'd be entertaining for one, just because nobody's really had a gimmick like that. Just to prefer to throw them out and get the 10 count, I think would be it would be interesting to see, and I think it would be entertaining.
Yeah, then you could also use your younger guys, the guys you don't really need to get over, some of the NXT guys you don't want to bring up yet. You could have them kind of do invitationals. He's got the money. They come out, and he just stomps them, kicks them out of the ring, and they don't want to get back in the ring. They're done. They got their ass handed to them. They're questioning it. Maybe they're thinking about looking at the ring, and he's like, "Stay out of my ring." And then you could that's his gimmick. Almost like a take on what The Undertaker was doing as the American Badass,
right.
like, "This is my yard," blah, 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 thing. Del Rio can kind of cut the same thing. Like, while Del Rio's in there, maybe do some sort of gimmick where, I don't know, maybe put something over the turnbuckle covers or something to signify it's Del Rio's ring now.
Right.
Or put, a new mat in there. Kind of like how they do for, the Jericho segments and stuff.
Yeah.
Just have a nice map. Maybe you make the mat look like a Mexican flag, whatever the hell you want to do to make it sure it's Del Rio. Maybe a gold leaf, so it's nice and sparkly. And it's his. He comes in there, and he's bring this have him sit on the stairs and have Ricardo Rodriguez brush off the bottom of his boots. Yeah. He doesn't want to ruin his mat. And then Ricardo also offers it for the challenger,
right?
And then you can always have your faces that are like, no, get out of my way, I'm gonna wrestle. And then Berto get the cheap shot in while they're talking to Ricardo, stuff like that. That could work. He doesn't want him in his ring. This is gold. This is perfect. Book it.
Get a little thing of I think that'd be a really cool gimmick for him.
Yeah,
but
he's got his own ring, his own mat. It's nice and cheap. It's just like what you guys do for a lot of your talk show segments, but it's an actual work gimmick.
Yeah.
As opposed to some of the other ones. It's almost like a take on Sin Cara's light gimmick he used to have, but it's a lot safer.
Yeah.
Than wrestling in the dark.
Alright, but what do you guys think? Should Should Del Rio get like a different gimmick? Do you like our idea? I'm not even gonna lie, it's Dave's idea. Do you think he should just stay the way he is? Let us know in the comments below, and let us know if there are any particular wrestlers that you'd like us to see tackle in a future episode.
I'm always going to be checking the comments. I didn't really see too many this week. I think I'm the only comment, so I'm going to pick. Next week, proposing some ideas for tag teams for the Colognes. I think they needed something. I like them as just the Colognes. If we're not getting Carlito back, that's the... Assuming we're not getting Carlito back, what do you do with the Colognes? Till next week, I'm Dave.
I am Super Judge Funk, and this has been This Week in Wrestling with DFC.
Making wrestling great again.
Catch you guys next time.